So I have some very small traits of ADHD and only work on the tightest of deadlines. So on that note, let's get my 1966 split ready for show season next year. First and foremost, let's get my gearbox in. Let's go. So the original gearbox for this bus would have been a reduction box. But yeah, so they have sort of like gearing in them so it can climb easier up hills, etc, etc. But you can't get them as low on that. So I've had a swing axle conversion box with a split bus nose cone. So the first thing to do here is swing axle conversion arms, pack them out, make sure we're not too sloppy, not too tight, but I'll show you when they're on what it's supposed to look like. So the way you space these out is with these paper gaskets, and to be fair, they're not very good, they're really thin, and I ended up with about 7 either side, which is not really good when you've got a seal between them all. So I went on to Butty's Bits, I got some of these metallic shims that he sells, really good, real good quality, real cheap. So yeah, thanks Butty, top man. And it won't be one of them quick jobs you told the other half without the bolt getting stuck in a casing, having to weld a nut on it and get it out. But yeah, I was squinting, I promise. And now I've got the right amount of shims on the axle tubes, it's time to get the axles themselves in. So when you're putting these in, make sure everything's secure, everything's snug and tightly fitting, and you should be able to feel it when it's on the cog correctly, and then just spend ages putting this stupid circlip in. I did bend the circlip tool into hooks a little bit, it did help massively, so little tip for you. Alright, day 2, because I had to wait for his shims to turn up. So yeah, let's get this box inside. So yeah, this is where it'll make sense when I said the more shims you have, the more issues you could have with sealing it. So you have to seal between every shim face. So because I only had 2, it was loads better. But if I went with paper ones of 7, I'd have 7 places I'd need to seal. So potential more leak paths. But yeah, got it all on, got it all nipped down and tightened up. All right, boot time. So yeah, I sort of put it on a bit of an angle and leave the circlip flatheads pointing down a bit so they're easy access just in case there's any weeps to give it a little nip when it's on a bus. Then do exactly the same the other side, and then try not to put your 34-year-old back out by lifting it off a bench. And yeah, get it all to the back of a bus, ready to one-man manhandle it in. And the only bit of advice here is use your legs, use everything you've got in you just to get it up on that perch and get it pushed in. And try not to trap your fingers like I did. Nice. And then stand back, look at your work, and give yourself a pat on the back. I recommend putting the mounts on the gearbox first. Get them front 2 ones done. Get the 2 bolts at the back. Send her home. Get her in. Job done. Lovely. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year. Peace.